Hey everyone, we are back with another video, and today we are going to be talking about the ENTJ. Now, as an INFJ, I naturally kind of clash with ENTJs, and so anything I say in this video, if it sounds kind of biased, take it with a grain of salt, as these are my own personal, this is from my own personal experiences. With any type, there are their weaknesses and their strengths, but from my experience, I think an ENTJ is not the best pairing for me. Anyway, let's get started. So an ENTJ, also known as the commander, they are, in my opinion, they're very pushy, and they're also kind of outspoken with their perspectives and their beliefs in how things should be done. So for example, one of the things that pisses an ENTJ off the most is when someone is doing something in an incorrect way. So for example, if you look at Gordon Ramsay, he's a good example of an ENTJ who is also an example, and Gordon Ramsay is also someone who's considered an expert in what he does, right? He's an expert in cooking and preparing culinary dishes to the highest standard in the industry. So if someone is doing something incorrectly that does not match that standard, does not match what the ENTJ believes is the best way to do something, the ENTJ has no problem being outspoken and just basically bashing the other person on how incompetent they are and how they're doing the wrong thing, until the person, of course, changes and is willing to submit to what the ENTJ believes to be right. And as a result, ENTJs, they can be described as hard-headed and kind of stubborn because of this desire to want to control things and have processes run in the way that they believe to be the best way. The biggest weakness with an ENTJ, in my opinion, is when they are given a set of rules or protocols to follow which are flawed or may be outdated. Because ENTJ wants others to do what they believe is the right thing, and if you stray away from that path, or if you try to do things on your own, the ENTJ is going to get very pissed off. He's going to get he's going to be very outspoken and voice just how he feels about what you're doing, and he's just going to kind of like bulldoze you with his logic as to how everything that you're doing is the incorrect way. And this is why a lot of people who are more sensitive or do not appreciate that pushy nature of the ENTJ, this is where they clash, simply because to an ENTJ, they believe that there's only one way that is the best to do things, whereas other people, they might not have a problem looking to other alternatives. So for example, let's say you want to drive to the store, right? An ENTJ would say that the fastest route to get to the store would be to follow, this road, turn left on stop sign, go right here. ENTJ would map out the most efficient way to get to the store, compared to another type, let's say a P-type, who wants to, enjoy the scenery. They might take an alternate route to go to the store. And the reason why they might want to do that is because they want to enjoy the scenery, or they want to take a look at the park. But for the ENTJ, who is all about efficiency and doing what they believe is the right thing, they will not necessarily agree with what other people will do. So they will not necessarily agree with the scenic route, and they will go so far as to defend why they believe the scenic route is a bad choice. And anyone who basically picks the scenic route, the ENTJ will kind of secretly look down on them. And this is actually reflected, the way I notice it, is actually reflected in the way the ENTJ will communicate with the other person in terms of their tone of their voice, the words they use, and just like the general behavior that the ENTJ displays towards the other person because of their own personal beliefs. Which is why I think the most mature ENTJs are the ones that are able to encompass other people's perspectives and see things from other people's viewpoints without necessarily making it known what their viewpoints are or what their beliefs are. Many ENTJs are high achievers, and they hold themselves and others to a high standard. Many ENTJs I know tend to excel and are very competent at what they do in the profession that they choose to be. So for example, many ENTJs, they do well in the business world because they are so efficient, they're so good at prioritizing the best way to do things. And in an industry like business, where low expenses and high profits, that's the best way to do this. That is considered a successful business venture. ENTJs, because they're so good at finding the most efficient way to do things and to kind of run an organization, many ENTJs do succeed in the realm of business. They can also be very charismatic, using their words and their visions to drive other people to do what they want, which is why ENTJs, along with ENFJs, are one of the best types in terms of leadership and being able to, I don't want to use the word control, but basically control a group, control other people to do what they want. And if anyone kind of steps out of line, ENTJs, along with ENFJs, they will not be afraid to voice their concerns and forcefully put everyone back on track onto their shared vision. Hope you got a ton of value out of this video. If you did, please make sure to hit the like and subscribe button for more amazing content. And as always, have a wonderful day.